As we said earlier, our next topic of discussion is second part of S block elements. Second block of S block elements. Alkaline earth metals. Group number second. So I welcome you all for today's session on alkaline earth metals. Already I said why they are called as alkaline earth metals, because they too are basic. They too are alkaline. Alkaline means what? They show basic nature. Alkali metals, they show best basic nature. No doubt they are the number one. After the alkali metals, it is the alkaline earth metals. They are the next best basis. Okay. And the second reason is what? Second reason is, if you see the availability of these members in the earth crust compared to alkali metals, they are better. So alkaline earth metals availability in the earth crust is better than, more than alkali metals. Therefore, earth word is added, and they too are metals. Alkali metals are best metals. They are the second best metals. Therefore, because they are metals, word is there. They are available more. Earth word is there. They are basic in nature. Alkaline is there. That means all these they are clubbed together. So the name is given alkaline earth metals. The previous one was only alkali metals. Okay. Why the alkali? Because the hydroxides formed from the alkali metals are easily soluble in the water. Therefore, they are the uh, they are the best bases, or the bases which are soluble in the water are called as alkalis. They are alkaline earth metals. They are soluble, but comparatively in 11th class I said you have to study what compared to something. Okay, so compared to alkali metals, they are not so much that much soluble in the water. Therefore, their place is second place. Okay, right. So with this, let us start alkaline earth metals. Second column on the modern periodic table. They are very reactive metals which are always combined with non-metals in nature. Okay. Alkaline earths have low electronegativity because they are electropositive. Alkaline earths have two electrons. They have, alkali metals have one, they have the two electrons in the outer shell. The two valence electrons are not tightly bound to the nucleus, so the alkaline earths rapidly lose the electrons to form divalent cation. How alkali metals lose one electron, in the same way alkaline earth metals loses two electrons which are loosely bound due to the atomic size, second largest atomic size. Therefore, they too are the best electron donors. Several of these elements are important mineral nutrients such as magnesium, calcium. So some important what metals of these elements of these compounds are nutrients. Okay, magnesium compounds are nutrients. See, chlorophyll contains magnesium, and calcium best for the muscles, bones, milk, all those. Okay, they contain calcium. That means they form the important part of our nutrients. Electronic configuration of these using the above principle. Only thing is you highlight on the outermost 2s2, 3s2, 4s2, 5s2, 4s2, and 6s2, 7s2. Okay, you see the D entry. D entry is not here. D entry starts from magnesium. Here entry is there. It is empty. When the 3s is there, no, 3p has to be there because they belongs to principal quantum number third. So in the principal quantum number third, s orbital is there, b orbital, p orbital is there, and d orbital is there. Okay, so here p is there khali, but d is not there. But d here khali. So here d is also is there, but it is a khali. 3D starts from here, real entry. Okay, so this you remember. Why no? Because here also first member behaves differently. It not only behaves like other members, it behaves with a diagonal member. Okay, that we see later in the session. Okay, right. See the atomic and the ionic radius of the same element in alkaline earth metals. For the same alkaline earth metal, the atomic radius is larger than the ionic radius. Definitely, ionic radius is the loss of electron. When the loss of electron is there, they lose the shell. When they lose the shell, the size decreases. If you compare calcium with calcium 2 plus, calcium is more. That you want to highlight. Okay. But this graphical representation is what? atomic size compared to the alkali metals. Okay, alkali metals are largest. See, they are on the higher side, whereas alkaline earth metals they are on the lower side. Okay, because if you move from left to right, it is because of the nuclear charge. Okay, size slightly. We find slight decrease in the size. That's why graph is in the lower side of the atom between x and the y-axis. Okay, right. Now IE. Alkaline earth metals have smaller atomic size and higher effective nuclear charge as compared to alkali metals. However, that means what? So, if you move from left to right, atomic number increases by 1, but electron entry in the same shell. Okay, so nuclear charge increases in the nucleus, which will have what control over the outer electrons. So it can pull the electrons towards the nucleus, thereby slightly reduction you will find in the size. Okay, right. Compared to alkali metals, once again, compared to alkali metals. Don't compare here and there. You have to compare what this is called healthy comparison. Okay, don't compare with other members. Only compare to alkali metals. They are slightly less in size. However, their second IE is less than the corresponding alkali metals. See, alkali metals they have only one electron. Okay, so they want to lose only one electron. After losing one electron, they become stable. But in the case of alkaline earth metals, they have two electrons. So after losing one electron, they will not attain the stability. So therefore, they want to lose the second electron in the case of alkaline earth metals. Therefore, if you want to lose a second electron in the alkali metals, you are losing from what? You are losing second electron in the case of alkali metals from the stable configuration. So which needs a high amount of energy. That's why their second I is more in the case of alkali metals, but in the case of alkaline earth metals, after losing one electron, they become the +1 cation, which is highly unstable. Therefore, they want to attain stability. To attain stability, they have to lose the second electron. So second IE of alkaline earth metal is lesser than the second IE of alkali metals because of the stability. Now, hydration enthalpy, same trend is here also. What we have seen in the case of alkali metals, here also, so lesser the size, more is the polarizing power of the cation, more is the hydration enthalpy. So in this group also, hydration enthalpy decreases from top to bottom. Okay, but if you compare between lithium and the magnesium, you are moving from left to right, size decreases. So hydration enthalpy is what is more than the lithium. That's why they are also hydrated. You see hydration. Okay, all are hydrated. The many water molecules you will find in their structure. This is called water of crystallization. Magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium compared to alkali metals. Okay, right. And they are now this one you see hydration enthalpy graphically for the alkali metals and the alkaline earth metals. Okay, they are on the which side you see slowly here 2250. This one graph. This will clearly prove that they are having a higher side of what hydration enthalpy. Moving from left to right, size what? Size decreases. Therefore, when the size decreases, they have the higher hydration enthalpy. This is hydration enthalpy means what? They dissolve, the electron is given out, they go for the close packing, all those are there. Okay. Now, regarding some physical properties, they are fairly soft, not like alkali metals which are very soft, they are fairly soft, lightweight, as usual, silvery gray whitish, okay, good conductors of heat and electricity and two valence electrons, they are normal, okay. Now, flame test, when you throw alkaline earth metal compounds, magnesium chloride or barium chloride, magnesium oxide, or the calcium chloride, all these into the Bunsen burner flame, they show these properties due to the excitation of the two electrons which are there in the s orbital. Okay, so depend upon the electronic configuration, they give different colors. Okay, so beryllium color, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, apple green. So all these are colors of flame when you throw alkaline earth metal compounds into the flame. Now, chemical properties. Beryllium and magnesium are kinetically inert to oxygen and water, slightly inert. Okay, so they require some initiation, whereas other members reactivity increases, so they are highly reactive. Only in the beginning, slightly, not that much, compared to alkali metals. Once again, here they are slightly inert, he want to say, and but at the bottom, because the size increases, they are more reactive. Now, with what? Especially magnesium with air. Okay, when magnesium ribbon or magnesium metal is burnt in air, this we have seen in the 10th class also. It burns with dazzling white color, so which is very interesting to see. Mostly we perform this only in the laboratory for the 10th class. Otherwise, we don't perform others because they are all costly chemicals. Huh? Right? Only with magnesium we perform. So when the magnesium burns, respective oxide is formed. Now, general characteristics of compounds of alkaline earth metals. Okay, so alkaline earth metal with oxygen gives first oxides. Okay, first what we will discuss about the oxide compounds of alkaline earth metals. How oxides are formed? Either by the direct combination CaO2, MgO2, okay, or you can decompose their carbonates. CaCO3 gives CaO, MgCO3 gives MgO. So you can prepare oxides of alkaline earth metals either direct combination or by decomposing their carbonates. Okay, they are very stable to heat. BO is covalent and polymeric while others are ionic. So BO is covalent. This is very important. Why? First member, beryllium, small size, more polarizing power. More the polarizing power, more is the covalent character. So beryllium is not only associated with the ionic, it is also associated with what? Covalent. Whereas in the other members, ionic is dominating. But in the covalent, in the beryllium, it is not only ionic, covalent character is also there. That's why they are polymeric in nature. Other members are straight away ionic. Right. So they form hydroxides, but you see the condition, okay, slightly inert, so they require a lot of heat, steam, water in the form of steam, but they react with water, even with cold water. Just throw these metals in water, normal water, they react and use the corresponding hydroxides and hydrogen gas. Okay, now halides of alkaline earth metals. All other halides of alkaline earth metals are ionic except beryllium. Once again, same beryllium behaves differently. Beryllium halides are covalent in nature. Okay, so they develop a covalent character because of a small size of beryllium, which is having more polarizing ability on the anion. Beryllium chloride has a chain structure in the solid state as shown in the figure. Okay, see, this is beryllium chloride structure. Beryllium is covalent in nature, so it is also electron deficient. So therefore, it want to go for more bonding. But in the solid state, many beryllium chloride will unite and forms a polymeric chain. But in the liquid state, it is two beryllium will react, so dimer is formed. Whereas in the gaseous state, they want to remain as independent beryllium chloride. So in the gaseous state, it occurs as only BeCl2. In the liquid state, it occurs as a two BeCl2 combined together in the chain form as a dimer. Whereas in the solid state, many BeCl2 will combine and forms polymer structure and they occur as solids. Okay, right. The tendency to form halide hydrates gradually decreases from top to bottom. So hydration formation is there only at the beginning, either with beryllium or with the magnesium. Other members they are less. Okay, that's why we find with magnesium 8H2O, whereas with the barium chloride only 2H2O. That means attachment of water with the Ba2 plus and Mg2 plus differs. Smaller the size, better attachment. Bigger size, less attachment. Okay, right. The corresponding hydrated halides of beryllium magnesium on eating suffer hydrolysis. Okay, so beryllium and the magnesium they are slightly covalent in nature. So when they react with water, they undergo hydrolysis. Okay, the fluorides are relatively less soluble than the chlorides owing to their high lattice energy. That means alkaline earth metal fluorides are their lattice energy is more. One reason. Second is their covalent in nature. Okay. First of all, fluorine is the most electronegative, so it will prefer to be in the covalent nature. So that's why they are not soluble in the water, but they are soluble in the organic liquids or the organic solvents. Now see here, beryllium chloride. This is the liquid state. What is the gaseous state? Only one beryllium chloride. Okay. In the liquid state, one beryllium chloride here, other beryllium chloride here. They go for the electron. Electron giving is only from chlorine because beryllium is electron deficient. It is not having electron, but chlorine having more electron. So therefore, chlorine gives both electron and goes for the dative bond. These are covalent bond. These two are dative bond. Arrow mark bonds are dative bond or the coordinate bond where electron giving is only from one side. This is what solid state of beryllium chloride. So liquid state dimer, solid state polymer, and gaseous state monomer. And this is what how we understood uh, alkaline earth metals halides are prepared. But only in the case of first member, beryllium, it is slightly differs, So it is not prepared by the direct combination. It is prepared by the indirect method. For example, if you take a diammonium beryllium tetrafluoride, when you decompose, then only you will get what? Beryllium fluoride. Only in the case of what? Beryllium, because it is a covalent, small size. Therefore, certain problems are there, certain different characters are there. Therefore, beryllium halides and beryllium compounds are not prepared by the direct combination so easily. So they require a lot of strong, stringent conditions. But other members are prepared easily. So one example is here: beryllium fluoride is prepared by the decomposition of the special compound, whereas beryllium chloride is prepared by the combination of not B and O by the action of acid on the beryllium oxide, so that beryllium chloride is formed. So in the case of only beryllium, preparation method is indirect, whereas in the other method it is a direct combination of the individual or the constituent elements. So with this, today we will wind up first part of alkaline earth metals, and tomorrow we'll go to the second part of alkaline earth metals, and so that we'll wind up S block elements. Thank you, my dear boys.